Hey JC Naz, I'm Nick.
I'm Jill. We've been coming to this church for about 5 years. And the reason why we started coming to this church was a tragedy within our family. I was actually pregnant with twins and I miscarried both of them. And we were kind of lost. And we were trying to figure out where we needed to go. And I worked for a community program. And JC Naz always provided to that program. They provided turkeys, they provided all kinds of stuff. And so we wanted to be committed to something that gave back to the community, that was humanity, that treated other people with humility. And we felt like JC Naz, even though we'd never been there, to JC Naz, our church now, is the reason why we started coming. And so we came the first time, and Caden, our oldest son, went to children's church, and he's the one that begged us to come back. It was really weird because it wasn't weird, it was a God thing. God spoke to me and he told me one thing that we hadn't done is tithe. We've tithed off and on, and that was huge. It was huge for us, and we kind of decided to do that. Tithing was one thing that's super hard for us because it's really hard. And then a month later we had a tragedy strike, and that was
In June, I lost my father, and he didn't have insurance, life insurance, and there was 2 families in my family that had any financial means at all, and that was our family and my sister who lives out of state, and we were sitting there, we take our tithe off of the top, just like Pastor Mark preaches or says that he does, and some other families too. So whether that's a payday on a Friday before we get to church on Sunday, so we're sitting there looking at this tithe, and
we were gonna not do it, and it's fine. I mean, if that happens sometimes, life is life and it happens, although I don't know when it was God told us to be committed. And so I think it was more of a commitment thing. You need to stay committed. We signed that piece of paper because we wanted to be committed, and whatever commitment anybody makes with God is their own journey that they do. It is their own way of doing it. And so for us, our commitment, our family commitment was tithing. And we decided to do that, and it was hard for us. We still did it, and we still decided to pray and have faith, and all of those were all commitments. And we just had blessing upon blessing upon blessing.
I just describe it as a bucket full of blessings, and God was just doing this and this over and over and over and over and over and over and over. It was unbelievable. It was very eye-opening.
So I'm not saying that because you're faithful, that every time you're faithful that you're going to have blessings upon blessings. And I'm not saying, we're still having a rocky road, and we're still maintaining faithfulness and being committed to the church. What I am saying is it's been a whole lot easier to be committed to God and to have a church family. And we now know that we belong to the church and we belong to God. And because of the church, we're able to have a better relationship with God. And that's the whole story. And that's the whole reasoning why we do what we do. And so we are very blessed to be a part of JC Naz. And thank you.
This is definitely our church home.
Yes, 100%. We're committed.